The 2026 Lamborghini Fenomeno arrives as a tiny run of 29 cars and a big statement from Sant'Agata. It marks 2 decades of the in-house design studio and, more notably, claims the most potent 12-cylinder the brand has ever built. The headline number is 1,080 metric horsepower, about 1,065 horsepower, from a mid-mounted V12 working with 3 electric motors. Monterey Car Week 2025 provided the stage. The 2026 model year locks in the timing, powertrain, and performance. Lamborghini sticks with a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12, a high-revving, over-square unit, 95 by 76.4 millimeters, spinning to 9,500 RPM. The engine alone contributes 835 CV, about 824 horsepower, and 725 Newton-meters, 535 lb-ft. 2 oil-cooled axial flux motors live on the front axle, each rated at 110 kilowatts and just 18.5 kilograms, while a third E-motor sits above the new 8-speed dual-clutch gearbox. Lamborghini caps the total electric assist at 245 CV, suggesting the peak numbers from the 3 motors don't overlap all at once. Fair enough given battery and thermal limits. System output tallies 1,080 CV. Officially, the Fenomeno does 0 to 100 km per hour in 2.4 seconds. Expect roughly 0 to 60 miles per hour in the low 2s and 0 to 124 miles per hour in 6.7 seconds. Top speed clears 350 km per hour, or more than 217 miles per hour. Stopping power is just as intense. 100 to 0 km per hour happens in 30 meters, about 98 feet. A 7 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery sits in the central tunnel. Depending on the selected mode, the rear E-motor can decouple for charging, P2, or couple downstream of the transmission, P3, to enable brief EV running and electric all-wheel drive. Front motors handle torque vectoring and regeneration. The 8-speed DCT is mounted transversely, a packaging choice that leaves room for the battery and helps keep mass centralized. Chassis, brakes, and the new brain. The Fenomeno uses the brand's carbon monofuselage with a multi-technology carbon fiber tub and a front section made from forged composite. Lamborghini quotes a dry weight-to-power ratio of 1.64 kilograms per CV. Do the math and you're looking at roughly 1,770 kilograms, about 3,900 pounds, dry. Impressive for a hybrid V12 with AWD hardware. Braking hardware is serious. CCM R+ carbon ceramic discs adopt a 3D carbon structure with long fibers and a bespoke surface treatment aimed at stability, bite, and longevity. Race car ideas translated for the street. Disc sizes are 420 by 40 millimeters in front and 410 by 32 millimeters in back, clamped by an integrated power brake system that talks to a new 6D sensor mounted near the car's center of gravity. That sensor feeds the Integrated Vehicle Estimator, which uses Kalman filtering to predict grip and vehicle behavior in real time. The brake controller can reduce stopping distances by up to 10% and improve stability over curbs and mid-corner braking, exactly the situations owners of a 1,065 horsepower longtail are likely to explore. Racing-style shocks can be manually calibrated for stance and track setup. That's exciting, but it also means the best results will probably come from a pro with scales and alignment tools. Hardly a downside in this segment, just reality. Aero work that does more than look wild. Lamborghini positions the Fenomeno as a rolling design thesis, and the aero agenda backs it up. The front end creates air curtains that clean up wheel wake and feed the radiators. An S-duct boosts front downforce and channels flow through slots in the hood and into a concave roof, which then feeds both an engine bay air scoop and a movable rear wing with a distinctive omega-shaped planform. The doors help, too, reshaping the classic Naka idea to push more air to the side intakes. Lamborghini says side cooling efficiency improves by over 30% versus a series production V12 model. Out back, a continuous line ties the wing to the rear arch, framing a diffuser and a hexagonal exhaust cluster. The light signatures rework Lamborghini's familiar Y theme, vertical at the rear and razor-sharp up front. It's bold and long-tailed without feeling cartoonish. There's theater, sure, yet the surfaces read cleaner than some past specials. If you prefer your Lambo subtler, this won't convert you, but the surfacing is more disciplined than the spec sheet might suggest. Wheels, tires, and the last 10%. Single-nut forged wheels measure 21 inches in front and 22 inches in back, with a turbine-style pattern that appears designed to manage brake temps and airflow. Bridgestone supplies bespoke Potenza sport tires, 265/30 ZRF21 and 355/25 ZRF22, with optional run-flat technology that allows about 50 miles per hour for roughly 50 miles after puncture. Track-leaning, semi-slick options will be offered in 2021-inch sizes and remain road legal. The tires were developed using Bridgestone's virtual modeling tools to cut material waste during development. Cockpit and materials. Inside, the Fenomeno leans hard into ultra-light materials, carbon fiber door panels, center console, and custom bucket seats. 3 digital screens consolidate most functions and wipe away many physical buttons. It looks focused and modern, though some drivers will miss a few hard keys when wearing gloves. Air vents are 3D printed carbon pieces, and ambient lighting traces the cabin's geometric forms. As usual with Lamborghini's ad personam program, personalization is deep. The brand talks about more than 400 exterior colors and nearly limitless interior combinations. That's good, because with just 29 cars, no two should feel the same. Dimensions and key specs. Length 5,014 mm, 197.5 in, with 2,076 mm, 81.7 in, height 1,161 mm, 45.7 in, wheelbase 2,779 mm, 109.4 in. Hybrid power, 1,080 CV total, approximate 1,065 horsepower. V12 output, 835 CV at 9,250 RPM, 725 Newton meters, 535 lb-ft. Electric system, 3 motors, up to 245 CV combined, front motors 110 kilowatts each with torque vectoring. Battery, 7 kilowatt-hours lithium-ion. Transmission, 8-speed dual clutch, transverse layout, AWD. Performance, 0 to 62 miles per hour 2.4s, estimated 0 to 60 miles per hour 2.3s, 0 to 124 miles per hour 6.7s, top speed over 217 miles per hour, 62 to 0 miles per hour 98.4 feet. Brake rotors, 420 by 40 mm front, 410 by 32 mm rear. Tires, 265/30 ZRF21 front, 355/25 ZRF22 rear, optional semi-slicks. Design lineage and context. The Fenomeno follows a very specific Lamborghini playbook of ultra-limited specials: Reventon, Sesto Elemento, Veneno, Centenario, Sion, and the modern Countach. You can also spot lessons from the Essenza SCV12 track car in the long-tail stance, while Brake Tech borrows thinking from the SC63 prototype program. It's a greatest hits album with a new rhythm, fewer ornamental lines, and more surfaces shaped by airflow. Name, availability, and price. True to tradition, the name comes from a celebrated fighting bull, this one pardoned in Mexico after an exceptional display. Production is limited to 29 cars worldwide for the 2026 model year. Pricing hasn't been disclosed. Given the brand's history with few offs, expect a sticker in the multi-million-dollar neighborhood. Lamborghini also notes the refreshed corporate logo appears here for the first time on one of its super sports cars. The takeaway. The 2026 Lamborghini Fenomeno is less a numbers flex and more a consolidated vision. Hybrid V12 Fury, a lighter and stiffer carbon core, predictive chassis electronics, and aero that earns its keep. It still looks every bit the poster car, yet there's restraint in the way surfaces serve function. If Lamborghini's earlier specials were fireworks, this one is a laser. Limited to 29? Sure. But the tech, 6D sensing, CCM R+ brakes, and the tidy transverse DCD packaging feels like a preview of where the brand wants to go next.